Great. Why is everybody staring at me? I'm not even doing anything yet. Is it because I'm in a suit? It looks nice. It's new. I'm stressing. It's all right. We win these. We absolutely win these. I've never seen us lose these. I love him. I don't remember his name. What is going on, everybody? And oh, we're ready? I'll start over. Okay. What's going on, everybody? We are here at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup 2022 in Atlanta, Georgia. The players are just now entering the arena for day one. A lot of them had the opportunity to be here yesterday to get jerseys, to get familiar with the area, and to get to know one another. But today, the friendly gloves have to come off, and they are all here. Earlier, I was talking to these guys. This mannequin, when they didn't have anything else set up, I could see it from all the way down there, and I thought it was a person. And I stood there for like 5 minutes, and I was like, why is he standing like that? And I thought it was like a smooth criminal. I thought somebody was giving us like a Michael Jackson impression, and then it was a mannequin. I was really embarrassed to admit that. Oh my God, that's a lot of people. Hold on, let's go over this window. It just keeps going. There's so many people outside. There are so many people outside. We're gonna interview people when they come in. I don't really want to go outside. It looks like it's gonna rain, and this suit is new, so. Oh, there's Doc Haskell. Hi, Doc. How are you? He brings a full notebook with him and like writes notes down. It was pretty insane. He had it yesterday. He's gonna be coming through this metal detector right here. I don't know his name though, but I recognize his hair.
Jen.
You're Jen? All right, we're gonna interview Jen, who's supporting Kennesaw. I'm gonna ask you like a couple of very simple questions. Okay. Are we ready? All right, great. College. I really like Georgia College's color scheme. It's just red, white, and blue, I think, but I think they did it in a really clever way. Mineral area wearing hoodies, even though it is 75 degrees outside here in Atlanta, Georgia. Absolute legends.
If only Nick could hear you. Nick, come back.
If he's over 100 feet away, he can't.
You were whispering something, and he started smiling. I'm like, are you whispering?
Oh yeah, because he's got his headphone in if we're close enough. But
Bless you.
Gesundheit. Gesundheit again. You're welcome. I'm gonna go find him. Oh, there he is. Oh my. Oh, okay. Real stuff is starting. Real stuff. Competitive integrity needs to be upheld. We gotta get out of here. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. I get really embarrassed when I get yelled at.
30 is
Okay. Wow, it's not 10:30 yet.
It's only like barely 10.
Woo! All right, it's gonna be a long. Hey, what's up? Surprise interview. Join me over here, though, so we have a cool backdrop. What are we here for?
Rocket League.
Awesome. I'm not going to ask what school you go to because unless you swapped hoodies, that seems pretty clear.
Nope. You know, I got my jersey on with my name on it.
Oh, you do? Show us your jersey. Look at John T. Turbo here.
Yeah,
That's not his name. I just keep calling him that.
Yeah.
His name is John, but
My name is John Turbesi.
Yeah,
That's
not John T. Turbo.
Yeah, I get the message that I'm going to Nebraska where I met you.
Oh, that's so crazy. So context, if we're probably not going to use this, but I want to talk about it. Turbo and I met at a LAN like over a year ago. That's so crazy. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. I am Seb Dillons, joined by a man I have interviewed probably well over 10 times. It's going to be my good friend Neb, here from Bay State Overwatch team. Neb looked at me before he started his last series, and he said, "We are not dropping a map for the rest of the day." And so far, he has lived up to that title. But Neb, is there anybody you're thinking, we've got to get them out of the way, we've got to take them down?
No.
No? Just looking at it, each fight's its own, every game, going into it, just taking it as it comes?
I have the confidence right now that we're not going to drop a single map.
I love Neb because not only is he confident, but he's correct. Bay State is one of the best Overwatch teams I've ever seen. So it's always good to hear. I love the confidence, and I love Bay State, so I hope they do a great job this weekend. So what qualifier, did you win a qualifier to get here?
At-large bid.
We're looking at Rocket League, we're thinking high odds, low odds, where do we think we're walking away?
I think pretty high. I think we're doing pretty good.
Is there anybody that you're looking at, you're like, please do not let us go up against them unless we absolutely have to?
I mean, really, everybody's good competition, so.
And sorry, what was your name?
Ethan.
Ethan from Mineral Area.
Yep.
Very exciting. Well, Ethan, good luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. What kind of pass? A player pass?
Let me get you on here.
No, you actually have to like tape it to your chest, like really awkwardly with masking tape. Okay. And it's gonna fall off. Yeah. It's gonna be uncomfortable, I promise. That's a guarantee. Okay, cut that, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, good. I'm great, everything's good.
Who do we interview? Who should we interview?
I don't know, I'm just here. I need caffeine.
Hey guys, K-Tad here. Now, I've been told I need to step in to create like a buffer zone between some of the other hosts so that the Valorant v Overwatch conflict may finally come to an end. But between you and me guys, I don't think they both realize that League's kind of already won that war. So don't tell them anything. But
Hello and welcome, esports fans. We are here. We are a live little Mountain West action coming at you with Esports U. I'm FBI Tugboat here with my man Pyro. Pyro, how we doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. You know, talk about we've been casting some Rocket League today. We're ready to do it again, but this time for one of the best conferences that Rocket League has to offer. I've had the pleasure of casting Mountain West a week ago. I saw Fresno State take a couple wins. They've been a dominant team in this conference, but we've got two others to pay attention to this time around. It's gonna be San Jose State, Utah State. Tugboat, these are two teams that are 1-5 in their record. Still 8 matches to go in this conference, so there's still time, but some regaining to do.
That's fair. That's fair. Kind of our no double elimination, crazy stuff. Obviously within our regular season, little round robin action coming in here. San Jose State 1-5, Utah State 1-5. Now one of these teams will be walking away with a dub here today. In what fashion will it happen? Will we see a quick sweep? Will we see a Game 5 barn burner? That is yet to be seen. Like you said though, 8 games left in the regular season here for our Mountain West divisions, and these teams still able. It'll have to be like, you know, full Cinderella run, full storybook fairy tale run to go forth, really make a playoff run at a 1-5 record as of right now. They can definitely still happen. Let's get it started. San Jose State, your San Jose State. Left side in the blue, right side Utah State in the orange. That is going to be your San Jose State squad striking first.
Well, all right, let's get things started, Tugboat. Whether you're ready or you're not, here they come, Valtex. That is a signal from above, a high elevation shot to get things started. Listen, normally it takes teams some time to get that shot precision down, to get clinical the shooting, but you can already tell San Jose State, they're off on the right foot. Ooh. Maybe another one, ball lands right off the right post. That one's not gonna allow them the friendly roll.
Wow, yeah, so that one almost being a second one in the space of about 30 seconds. That's going to be DD with a solid strike on the other side. Hit towards the middle, double up on the defense, but Mockery is able to send this one flying off to the right side. It's Johnny down up top, and that's Valtex down bottom, putting in the second here for San Jose State.
And they just keep on at it. It's Johnny up there, creating controversy at the top ropes again. What's been proven early on is San Jose State, they're comfortable in the air. They don't mind using all their reserves to get up with a fast aerial and get to that ball. But meanwhile, you're seeing Utah State right there. You saw Mega struggle just a little bit to get up to that ball, and quickly enough. So Mega missing another connection there. There's some loose ends to still tie up for Utah State, but plenty of time on the clock to get those, untangled.
Yeah, it's Johnny. Almost does a fantastic job of untangling those cords down front. Would have been an open net type situation. Theory crafting at this point, though. Johnny on the backside. Maybe a fake, maybe a hit, whatever you want to call it. It is still against the Utah State defense as of right now. DD, solid hit up. First player misses. Hunt does not, though. DD across on the side as well. Johnny up there, and Johnny just a little bit too high.
His players don't usually flex all of their player titles, but I'm seeing a couple SSL tags from San Jose State and a GC tag from Utah State. So some of the, professional players, some of the high-level players like to hide their tags, but from what it shows, the rankings, San Jose State flexing some more prestigious titles here. We'll see if the scoreboard continues to translate those titles, as San Jose State still have a bit of dominance, but it is Utah State on the counterattack. Got a shot that rates a little bit high above the crossbar. Hunt having trouble keeping up with that ball. Massive redirect from Valtex. It's not on target, but boy, a shot like that can be threatening.
Yeah, Mega with a solid defensive performance right there. Still keeps this one at a 2-score line here for San Jose State. There's Valtex. There's number 3. 6 shots, 3 goals. That's all Valtex all the time. Throw a cap on top because that's a hat trick.
Well, Tug, feed the beast, right? If you got
Straight
someone hot out of the kitchen, then they're burning up. Let them burn. Let them come ablaze. We got a bonfire on the field right now, folks. Halfway down, game number 1. It's not a long series. We've seen some conferences do best of 7. This is just best of 5, so a quick start is an important one. San Jose State and Valtex spearheading that effort. It's looking good for them.
It's Johnny on a run of their own. Mega down bottom. Johnny almost gets the double tap right there, and it's DD keeping the offensive dreams alive. Valtex just waiting in the wings right there. Gets demolished for their efforts by Mockery. as this third player will join this San Jose State offense in just a second. Valtex back. Valtex takes it off of one. That's a steal. That's a save. That's everything there for Hunt on the defensive side. Johnny, nice little hit over here as Hunt's trying to bring this one up. Does nothing but send it back towards their own side across the middle as DD beats Mockery to the ball.
Yeah, I'm noticing Utah State in a lot of positions where they need boost and they don't have it. Here's an ample example. This is Valtex there, really punishing Utah State for not conserving their resources. He had a double commit on the goal line. Mega, whether it's boost there or not, he doesn't, but not even a half flip with all the boost in the world can get back to that. They're behind the ball, and San Jose State well ahead.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes as of right now. 4-score lead here for San Jose State. Looking mighty fine here in game number 1, Pyro. Valtex off of the top right here. Gets it past Mega the last second. Nice little utilization of the last little bit of movement ability. It's Mockery. Sends this one back towards San Jose State's defense. Back to the middle, though. Just slow, methodical plays thus far. What a redirect, but that's still not going to go in until Mega gets a hand onto this one.
At a certain point, I was thinking Utah State, they wouldn't be able to buy a goal, but yeah, that finally is going to go in. 2 on the assist, 1 on the final shot. Might as well throw everything and the house at him at that point. Down 4 goals with 90 seconds remaining. Not a lot of faith in a team to make this comeback, but hey, I'd say there's some light here. So some new life breathed into this squad. 1 goal can do a lot.
That it can. That it can, especially no donut type situations. Turn that donut into a breadstick here for Utah State. 3 goals is very tough. Very, very difficult in the space of just over a minute. Still possible here for our game number 1. Hunt across the middle. Mega trying to feed the beast like you were saying there, but Hunt is not going to be able to get to that one. Valtex and the rest of San Jose State just kind of racking this ball all the way around us. Now as it comes across mid-pitch, Johnny fed to Valtex. Valtex puts in their 5th. 9 shots attempted. Valtex has made every goal.
And this is why you pay attention to shot takers like this. It's not just the accuracy, right? Because that ball just out of reach for Mega to make a good enough save. But yeah, with the touch from the defender, it goes up to 90 miles per hour. I'd say that's at least 70 still from the long shot from the half-court line. This is Valtex with precision, with power on the shot taking, and that is a lethal combination. 5 goals, like you said, from Valtex for San Jose State University. Couldn't really ask for a better start here as we close out this first game.
Yeah, 30 seconds on here. This is going to be the Utah State squad looking for a little bit more, but not really a capability to tie it up at this point. Maybe a little bit of open net if Valtex misses that, but Valtex missing just don't happen. At least doesn't happen in this game number 1 here, Pyro J.
10 seconds remaining. Let's see if we got a little last bit of life force here for Utah State. It is Mega with a solid touch there as he descends from the ceilings, but it's Johnny. Maybe another player from San Jose State. Maybe one player other than Valtex can get a goal in this game. Plus the addition of Mega on the other side. The ball still in the air, taking new heights. Hunt will not opt for the touch off the corner, and it's Johnny. Keeps the ball alive. Mockery from the backboard. Not the final touch. I love this game, Tugboat. The scoreline says the result, but the ball persists and the game lives on. Finally, we see the ending.
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. This one kept alive for quite a while. Not that it would have affected the overall score line, the overall victory here from game number 1, but hey, it's one of the rules for a reason. DD, it's Johnny. Valtex, strike first in quite effective fashion. That is not playing like a San Jose State University squad that is 1-5 on the season.
Yeah, I think you got to consider something very important here, Tugboat. Both of these teams in very dire situations. 1-5 in the league play, but not only that, both teams coming off of 2 sweeps against them. That's a drought that no team wants to have to go against. Not 1 sweep, but 2 is brutal. So both these teams kind of feeling fired up, kind of looking at the other saying, oh, so you're my chance to get this win here. Okay, I'm taking this for what it's worth. And well, San Jose State, namely Valtex, did exactly that. It feels like Utah State in this next game, Tugboat, need to find a way to contain that player.
And also, I mean, just taking a look at the numbers, 2 saves on the side of San Jose State, looking at 9 on the other side for Utah State. Also, 16 shots attempted here for San Jose State. 3. Count them 3. 1, 2, 3. Over for the side of Utah. These are the types of numbers that are just not sustainable Straight up. I mean, even if they'd made every single shot in, all 3 goals or something like this, still wouldn't have mattered. And I mean, Valtex could have played without DD and it's Johnny if you kept the same numbers. Crazy stuff. Valtex just absolutely doing everything offensively right now. We'll see if that one continues here in a game number 2. If that continues to a game number 3, I can imagine that eventually the Utah State game plan will just be, demolish Valtex, right? Just don't let them play.
I like that you brought that up, Tugboat, because you mentioned demolitions. I don't remember a single demolition in that last game.
I don't think so either, actually. You're right.
Yeah, so normally when something like that happens in a Rocket League pitch, it's because players aren't thinking primarily about it. It's not like they've forgotten that it's a mechanic in the game, but as soon as that first demolition comes out, watch the ripple effect that it has. You'll normally see more and more come out. Look at this. We're going to get more and more goals from San Jose State, but talk about it's not Valtex.
Yeah, Valtex just setting this one up. Little tee-off type situation. 103 kilometers right there as it's Johnny now connecting for the first and 25 seconds into this one. It was pretty early in the first game with Valtex, and it's pretty early in this game with it's Johnny.
Good start again for San Jose State University. Valtex may not have scored the goal, but not uninterrupted in their shot participation with the assist there. So DD next up with the ball, half a tank of boost, past 1 defender, past 2. You see that demolition. There it is, the signal flare, I'll call it, as I'm expecting more after that. Yes. We'll see. DD maybe could have picked one up there. A bump will do on his way back.
A little bit of back and forth right now. That's an open net. Hunt can't... Oh my goodness, that was top bar, and the second player had a shot at it as well. Brutal! And that's out from corner bar. Wow. Like you said, Utah State, even with the cash, can't buy a goal.
No, and it hurts to watch at a certain point. But listen, it's turned around. Utah State, maybe they can make some moment out of this. 50-50 with Valtex. And, that's not maybe an impressive feat. It's not a demolition. It's not a sparkle. It's not a goal explosion. But keep an eye on Valtex in those challenges, those 50-50s. He's going to continue to try and take those low, maintain a possession, and win out on every scenario. This is the entirety of SJSU crashing the boards and making it count.
Yeah, everyone right there. If that ball wasn't going in, there would have been a San Jose State player that would have definitely foisted that one at the end. 2-0 lead, and now DD and it's Johnny both getting on the board as well. Again, game 1, 5-1. All 5 of those goals going the way of Valtex. Now DD, it's Johnny, really putting their efforts in as well. Now the first goal here was, of course, assisted by Valtex. So still not this player completely coming off the ball, but a very, very impressive and oppressive San Jose State University performance thus far.
Yeah, you got to tip the hat at 100% goal participation, whether it's a goal or an assist throughout this series. Valtex undeniably major factor of this team, though you can't count out these 2 goal scorers now in this squad. DD, and it's Johnny. That was DD trying to set up a good read off of the backboard. The ball's going to come around to the corner. Valtex could turn into this, or a shot is going to knock up the backboard. DD wants to launch up to the ball. He makes the read look so simple. It's a 3rd goal for San Jose.
Going to be looking at some awesome participation right here as Mockery was just trying to get to it. Gets nothing more than a front row seat to the 3rd goal on a scoreless Utah State in game number 2. 6 seconds outside of halftime. Utah State, again, demos something. Physical play, infield passes, maybe just pouring it all into offense. Whatever it is, it needs to happen here soon as we reach the back half of this game number 2.
Yeah, I'll say, in this situation, there's a few things you could talk about for Utah State University, not UHA, but hey, maybe a hoorah can get this team moving once again. But I want to talk about some of the tight rotations that San Jose State University have been taking on offense. They're just able to maintain these long, consistent possessions, and maybe a short one this time around. DD, that redirect is immaculate.
4 shots, 3rd goal's in. Throw a hat on top of DD as well. This one coming across the middle. Valtex assisting. Would have been in regardless. No point in, or no harm in walking the dog the rest of the way home right there. 4 scores, 2 minutes. Tough breaks. Utah State.
Hey, listen, even if it's just securing the shot, style points may not affect the scoreboard, but they win over my heart. I'll tell you that much. So I love to see
Style is forever. Style is forever.
Yeah, you can't beat it. So listen, San Jose State University, they're winning on all marks. Can they exceed in that lead? DD, Valtex both on the ball here towards the backboard. DD taking their time. It's Johnny. No problem slotting in as the next player. Why? Because there's more momentum there. This is what I'm talking about. With the San Jose State University team, tight rotations, not afraid to cut off each other if it means keeping the game speed up. This high tempoed offense, right? It's Johnny ahead of the play there, ahead of the pass. But guess what? That increased amount of speed is what's keeping Utah State University in a frenzy. It's very difficult to keep up with if your average speed isn't that high, if your ability to rotate around the defensive line is not quick enough, you will just be behind the play.
Yeah, speaking of behind the play, I think this is Utah State just trying to get maybe a little bit too early into that offensive position. Only one player back. That was Mega. Mockery was picking up boost, and Hunt was ready to beat feet down this right angled side. 1 minute, 8 seconds left on this. I'm not surprised with the scoreline. I am surprised that Utah State has not put up a goal thus far. I mean, on paper, again, two relatively evenly matched teams.
Yeah, not a goal and not a shot. Not one single shot registered right now for Utah State University.
Holy moly, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, you look at that stat and it starts to raise suspicions because it's not like they haven't had possessions, right? That ball going right across the face of the goal line. The opportunity's there. You can't deny that. It's about the closer, though, right? We've seen the shots taken from San Jose State. It's because their tempo is fast. The way they move around the pitch, the way they dominate the resources. They just stole a boost there. DD, not quite Valtex there to finish. They're too quick on the pitch, Tug, and they are winning this game in dominant fashion.
Yeah, Valtex, we wouldn't be seeing a San Jose State game unless Valtex got on the board in some way, shape, or form. 5 scorers in the first one, now 1 in the second, as this game number 2 is over. I'm going to call it. Not going to see 6 seconds, 6 seconds. Not going to see 6 goals in 22 seconds.
Yeah, it sounds like a safe call to me. If we see 2 goals on either side, it's a Brazil. So who knows if Utah State University even want to toy with that thought and score a last, one for the road here. But the seconds trickle down. We'll see if they keep the ball up as long as they did the last time around. It seems to still breathe new life as it's Johnny takes it up the corner. It's pass out. DD looking at this ball, trying to keep it up. It's a pinball match between these cars. They are just the obstacles at which this ball bounces around upon, but the result stays the same. San Jose State University. Talk about well earned on this win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, game 1, it was early lead, the taken from San Jose State, and just kind of maintained in that one. And then we saw goals like 4 and 5 come in a little bit later after Utah State just pours it all into offense on this one, knowing that a loss of 1, loss of 10 doesn't matter. They still would lose that one if they didn't try and go forth and get mega aggressive, put some goals into this net. Now, game number 2, just completely different story. You mentioned it, one total shot. That is a 10 times shot attempted differential for San Jose State. 10 total, 6 of them coming out from DD. Obviously, the player who got 4 total goals in this game number 2. Brutal looks. Utah State going to have to look at a categorically different Rocket League game to bring it back in game 3 and maybe even push it into multiple Rocket League games.
Well, Tug, you know where that starts, right? You know where a comeback like this, a reverse sweep starts. It starts right up here. It starts at the mental, okay? How can you shift that? I just saw a chat in-game from Hunt on the side of Utah State. He said reverse sweep incoming. I like that. I like the confidence of this team. They've got to save the tally up already. Maybe, just maybe, it's a different Utah State.
Love to see it. Would love to see it happen. Now this is Utah State looking to get into the aggressive position. That offensive third. There's a shot over. Valtex is Johnny both opting to sit down closer to this ball and make plays on it. Nice flip and hit over to the left side. Hunt trying to undo this progress thus far. DD gets tapped on the way. And this should be an easy Utah State takeout until it's Johnny kind of rotates around the back. Another solid hit right here and some aerial acrobatics across the middle. There's one of the demos that we were talking about. DD taken out by it.
Yeah, listen, we got demolitions. We got an even amount of shot counts, 1 per each team. We have San Jose State not scoring in the first minute. This is already a few good signs right now for Utah State University. Of course, they're not going to have that confidence. They may need to take this win until they see that first goal. They haven't seen one in a while. That first goal we're still going to see on the side of San Jose State.
Yeah, 6 minutes and some change. That's the unfortunate amount of time that Utah State has spent scoreless, spent with that donut up top. Looking at a game number 3 that just got a little bit harder, 1-0. Still anybody's game, even if that gets all the way down to 0-0. We've seen the volleyball capabilities of both of these teams thus far. I just don't know if San Jose State will play ball if they're at a 1-0 lead if this hits 0-0 again.
That's a valid concern, but it is a pass infield to Mockery. The shot, unfortunately, not on target. Haven't had a lot of shot chances despite being in game 3, but still, having played this long, you expect some of those, take some of those golden opportunities for Utah State to be on target. So I'm going to pass off the backboard. Mega trying to get behind this ball, but again, the pace on the turnarounds from defense to offense, those transitions from San Jose State University have been too quick for Utah State University to keep up with. Mockery still the right place, the right time for that ball to land on him. Mega the next one, but there's 2 defenders on the corner. They're one step ahead. They predict the next play every time. The ball off the crossbar is a dish out to Valtex, and it's yet another on the board.
Again, you're just going to feed Valtex right here. This is a perfectly put up ball. Hunt bites at it reasonably, though. You know, DD would have had an open net otherwise. Just puts it up, puts it back down, and that's going to be another Valtex goal. Something I might get tired of saying in this one after that was 5 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 2 already. First 2 minutes of game number 3.
Although, talk about they're trying to relieve you of your tiredness here. They could end this in just 3 games. So, in a way, they're keeping this series quick. Maybe they've got a dinner reservation after this. Who knows? I don't know. It's 7 o'clock our time, talking about in Vegas. So maybe it's a late night dessert. Either way,
exactly.
It's quick magic, quick work from San Jose State University. Mockery able to get touch here, so relieving some of the pressure for Utah State University, and not a bad transition the other side. It's just too many players right now committing on the same ball. They've got to recollect themselves on defense now.
Mega with a solid hit. DD was not going for that one. Valtex should be able to pick this one up on the other side. No, it's DD with a big boost after hitting corner. Now back to the middle. Little bit of Utah State offense. Shot over. Valtex is there. Man does it on offense. Man does it on defense.
A well-rounded individual play, no doubt, showing of tonight. But this ball still on the enemy territory of Utah State University. It's prime time to attack. Mega wants a piece of that ball, but Mockery now forced behind it. Still have to take a boost. Back in this play and refueling at the container station. That's a big dunk from Johnny, and it's going to be enough as well. Massive on that shot.
Huge. We can watch just how many times Johnny touches this ball. That's one across the middle and one on the redirect back down bottom right. Little bounce action just to let us think about basketball for a second. I don't know. 106 seconds left on this one. 3-score difference. I genuinely want to see Utah State bring this one back. I want to see some extra Rocket League for the way they've been playing, unfortunately. And now 8.5 minutes or so, no scores on boards. Just not sure if it's going to happen, Pyro.
I really think if you compare Game 3 with definitely the last game, you're seeing improvement. Their best chances at scoring the ball have been these infield passes where everybody's kind of moving in unison. That's one of my biggest criticisms right now for Utah State University. We've seen one too many double commits and just overall lack of communication. But when they're all able to crowd around a scoring opportunity in a synergized way, that's when it appears to work out for them. So we've had moments of that. That double commit, maybe not the best signal, maybe more of an omen. Valtex looking to control this ball, looking a little too comfortable on that goal line. Maybe some opportunities persisting for Utah State.
Double demo right here. Mega gets one, then pays for it with their lives. 3-score difference. Now, 5 total shots attempted from San Jose State and 3 for Utah State. Again, tells us the point of what you were saying earlier. This is a much more even-handed game. 30 seconds, though, as Hunt sends out the things for the defensive play onto San Jose State. Never thought I'd say it.
Well, you know what? We'll take what we can get at this point. It's the last leg here of the series, it looks like. Final showing, whatever you want to do here on the field. Maybe a consolation prize for Utah State University. That was Mockery. Wants to find an infield pass here. Hurts still turning around the other side, though. And it's a long ball out to the blue end. DD. A big tater boost there to launch the ball up. It's in scoring territory. Valtex kicks away. Johnny to the ground. And that is the final handshakes there between both teams. San Jose State University win in sweeping and dominant fashion.
Well, that's entirely fair. That is entirely fair. Your statement about game 3 being much, much better for Utah State also is completely true. I mean, the third goal, again, kind of came a little bit later after Utah is just trying to get more going on offense, more of an open net type situation. Hunt, we almost had you. I love it. I love it. The absolute confidence. Taken to the numbers, though, this is San Jose State outscoring Utah State at a 14-1 scoreline. There was one goal. One breadstick put up here from Utah State in game number 1. Unfortunately, spent 10 minutes and some change after that scoreless.
Well, listen, the good news is we do get to hear from one of these players from San Jose State University. So after such a dominant performance, yet coming off of a couple sweeps against them, talk about, I'm not going to lie, I'm really curious to hear their perspective on how they think the rest of the season is going, especially off of a confidence boost with a match like this.
Exactly. Guys, we're going to go to a very short break. San Jose State will be having a player back from this team in just a minute, hot off the heels off of a nice 3-0 victory. Don't tune away. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up? It's Honix back at it again to bring you the sickest clips from ECAC. But listen, guys, here's the thing. Overwatch 2 still isn't out, and it's been so long that I understand what's happening in the Valorant clips now. I don't know how I could have let this happen. Anyways, let's check out the action from week 2 of ECAC. First up, we've got Nico Baca, who's got a need for speed.
But they have to be careful here. That kick not quite in their favor. Patrick has to be quick to him, and Nico Baca, he's just soaring through his sky with way too much pace.
Yeah, you knew this was coming. When this one lingered up in the air for a bit too long from J-Neil's touch, Patrick tried to go up for this one, but Nico, like we said, he's been the fastest player in this lobby the entire...
Just a friendly reminder that fireworks always add pizzazz to your points.
Of this series.
Good read there by Chalk. Because if he didn't place down that block, that would have been a really early stock lead that he would have gotten. And wow,
absolutely sniped out of midair.
Everyone is in flux when Mount St. Mary's is on the point.
And that is the bulk of your healing if you're Emery and Henry. Now you're coming in with both DPS ults and the Shatter, but again, a massive Gravitic Flux comes out from Mount St. Mary, stops them in their tracks before they can even get started.
Yeah, the Tac Vines are gonna deal the final blows to several members of Emery and Henry.
Eve has got beef with BSU and wants everyone to know it.
One situation left to clutch it out.
No. I'm a little bit afraid here that the wide swing's gonna come out, but Ian's waiting. Ian is being a little bit patient here. Eve is not going to be able to get the first one, and maybe if Ian was able to wait there a little bit longer, Eve would not have been able to get that free.
Someone, not me, is going to have to tell Talo Halo that sharing isn't always caring.
Gonna feed it, because right now Talo is getting into it 59% before they have been touched for even a point of a percent in this counting. There is Arsene, but he may disappear just as quickly as he has up here. Oh my goodness, Kilomiles, that is a 0 to death if I have ever seen one. Talo Halo.
Don't let your guard down. You never know when Rhino will come charging in.
Rhino is all the way back. That just goes to show how much they're not wanting to make it, but Rhino with all the control gets the one on the board.
Talk about getting one in there. He actually picks it up initially from a mini pass to himself that, you know, an expert is expecting an expert to do something expertly, right? That is just about as simple as it gets, right? Just literally boiling it down to more basic Rocket League right there. Oh my god, and again, Rhino does it twice in about 30 seconds after no scores.
We're bringing it around town with Chowan University.
Big fights out Short Town, though. just gets the better of it. Great spray control, takes 2 down with him, and already Chowan is looking at a 2-0 right now. Gonna try an entry onto the site with quickness, not willing to take his foot off the pedal, and Town's got a third. The last 2 coming from CT, and Town wants to put the nail in the coffin right here, right now. One is there, he's gonna hear them both. He has a head in front of him, 4 before he goes down, and all it takes is Dusty to finish this one off.
Last but certainly not least, Big J5 coming in hot with a big 5K.
And Kentucky, they may get the second point for free.
Oh,
great
that
shot from
headshot.
Big J.
The
Oh,
second
another
headshot.
one.
What?
He's got another dragon already.
The third.
Wait, he finds 3. Big J, he's looking for a 4th. Oh my God, he finds it. He is single-handedly destroying Kentucky right now. Oh my goodness. 4 eliminations, 1 Hanzo, and a brand new Dragons Online. The question.
Wow, I miss these awesome clips, and it's only week 2, so make sure to keep up with the action on Twitch at ECAC_esports, Mondays and Tuesdays at 8, and Wednesdays at 7. And make sure to follow their Twitter at ECAC_esports. And thank you to our partner Esports U and to you for hanging out with me today. See you next time!
Hi everyone, my name is Heather Garozzo, also known as Sapphire. I'm so excited to join you here today. This is an initiative that means a lot to me. I've been involved in esports now for a little more than I want to admit, but about 20 years in many different facets. And when I started, I was often the only woman in the room. There were no women competitions. There were no other women on co-ed teams or women's teams. And that obviously has changed drastically over the most recent couple of years. Initiatives like this are so meaningful to getting more women involved and giving them a stepping stone to join those.
And we're back. A short break. It was indeed. We keep our promises here at Esports U. FBI Tugboat, my man Pyro J. We are coming hot off the heels of a San Jose State victory. Not just a victory, but a sweep. That was 5-1, 6-0, and 3-0 across games 1 to 3, respectively. Now, for you, for the dear viewers, we have brought in a little interview action. Kind of get inside the mind of a player after the match. Johnny. It's Johnny. Excuse me. It's Johnny. Is this Johnny here?
Yeah, what's up?
How we doing, my man?
Oh, we're doing pretty good after that win.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Pyro, take it away, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Tug. I mean, yeah, we hear you loud and clear. We got the Spartan Esports logo here. You guys are looking fierce, and I'll give it to you, Johnny. You guys looked fierce on the field today. I would love to gain a little context on you guys. I was talking to you earlier. You and a teammate of yours are 5th year, and then you got another teammate that's a 4th year. How'd this team form? Have you guys been together a while, or is this a first stint for you guys?
Oh man, yeah, me and Didi, me and Daniel have been on the team for a while now. I've been on the team since my 2nd year, but
nice.
I mean, me and Daniel are like pretty close friends. We live together actually, so he's like in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got that synergy.
Perfect. I was just watching RLCS the last weekend. It was Common Torment that are in the same room together. I love watching them, bump elbows and stuff. So yeah, I can imagine the chemistry's good there, playing with each other. So how'd it feel being synergized today, feeling in dominant fashion?
I felt pretty good. I thought we were playing pretty good. It was a lot of fun. We're scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah, we love that, right? But the league and the standings may say a little otherwise. I think you guys are now put at a 2-5 record. Talk to me a little bit about some of the pitfalls you guys have fallen into, some of the eventual losses that you've been unable to avoid. What is your team kind of focused on working on as this Mountain West Conference continues on?
Yeah, so a record, I don't think it represents us pretty good. I just heard my roommate Daniel left when you mentioned the record. Yeah, I think we're gonna turn it around. I think we got what it takes to turn it around. I don't think it's representative of how we've been playing.
How's his record at right now?
Yeah. I think we'll turn the record around. I think we'll go on a win streak after this.
I like it, Tugboat. These guys got confidence. They're ready to turn this around. They think that, and it looks to be like this next leg is theirs.
Yeah, no, exactly, right? So some esports players playing the same lab, DD, Johnny, just a step ahead of the game, literally living together. Literally living together. I love it. I love it. Want to ask you, Valtex, couldn't hardly talk in that game number 1, couldn't hardly cast the match without saying Valtex's name every other second, it seems. That was every score, 5 scores total for them. Is this kind of standard for your squad, for Valtex kind of being that point position?
Yeah, Valtex is he's a shooter. I don't know what was up today. Maybe he ate something. He was just shooting like crazy. Every time I touched the ball, he just like shot it. I was like, all right. But
there you go.
He was just on today, so might as well let him shoot.
A good support player. Good support player. I love it. Now, as you're coming out this one, you said the beginning of a win streak. Is there any team in particular that you and your squad are looking forward to playing?
Yeah, I think we haven't had our full squad. It's me, Toaster Doggo, and Valtex. We haven't like fully played as a team and fully tried out in this league yet. But I'm really interested in going against Boise when we're like playing really good. I think it'd be a good game.
There you go. The little California, Idaho rivalry as of right there. Love to see it. Love to see it. So that's going to be about it. We got a little bit more Rocket League action coming up. That is Fresno and Wyoming. Before we get you on out of here, Johnny, I need to ask, do you have any shout outs, sir?
Yeah, shout out the team. Especially Daniel. He wanted me to shout him out. Didi. He begged for a shout out actually, so I'm shouting him out. He was really desperate.
Begged for the shout out. Begged for the shout out. You'd have dirty dishes in the sink if there was no shout out, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So the team and the teammate and roommate there, Didi. Appreciate you, Johnny, for a minute of your time after the match.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Not a problem. This has been a pretty definitive San Jose State University sweep over Utah State University squad. That was, again, 3-0 and 5-1, 6-0 and 3-0 fashion as of right there, Pyro.
Was indeed. I mean, listen, we're hearing from the team that San Jose State University has way more to play for. I'm ready to see it after that match. I want to see that rematch against Boise State like right now. I know there's different teams coming up, and I've cast for Fresno State before, so they'll be great. But hey, San Jose State University, I got my eyes on you.
Absolutely. We're going to go short break. This one, of course, was a sweep, so we got about 20 minutes, and you guys will be getting a categorically better caster here. I'm going out. Whoops, you is coming in. Pyro J is staying in. Of course, just messing around here. Big shout out to Colton behind the scenes, run the numbers, run the buttons and whatnot, making our jobs as casters just so much easier by providing that high-level production quality. That's going to be about it for us. This is the end of this matchup. We'll be back with you guys in about 20 minutes.
To join co-ed teams, mixed teams, and hopefully become the best in the world. So I came to join today to just tell you a little bit about my journey, hopefully inspire you, whether you want to go down the path of being a professional gamer or a content creator, or you want to work in the industry. There's so many different options, and I wanted to share a little bit about my story with you. So first off, I'm actually at Valorant Champions in Istanbul right now. The match is happening like just behind the door from me, so you might even hear some of the crowd noise going hype. The crowd is obviously cheering for Fnatic. Actually, I just heard a loud cheer right now, so something epic might have just happened. But so apologies if you hear that background noise, but it's all part of the vibe. It's all part of just being in esports, living and breathing esports. My journey actually started just as a player. I was a multi-sport varsity athlete in high school, tore my MCL, was out on an injury, and then I found esports. My brother would have his friends over, and I didn't want my brother to be better than me than anything, and I just started playing. And this was actually Counter-Strike. Valorant wasn't out at the time, of course, and turns out that I was pretty decent at it, and so started playing more and more and more. Found some teammates, traveled down to the CPL, which is like the top tournament at the time. Thought after winning a bunch of tournaments in the Milwaukee area that we would come in and do really well. Turns out we were terrible, and we finished dead last, lost to a Finnish team that was one of the best in the world. But it only motivated me to be a better player. So I kept competing. Eventually, I made it on to some of the top teams. I was in co-ed teams, played in ESEA Invite, which is now the equivalent of ESL Pro League. and also played on some co-ed teams. Played with teammates like Miss Harvey, Potter, who is now the coach of Evil Geniuses, Alice Liu that played with Complexity's Valorant team. Some of the things that I learned in my competing journey, it's not just about my physical skill about in the game, not just how quick you could react to something, but communication, teamwork. These things are so important. At Valorant Champions right now, I get the opportunity to listen into the teams and listen to their communication. It's amazing how they refine their craft and refine how they communicate with their teammates. It's something so fascinating. So I encourage you, one of the things I like to tell up and coming players is record your team's comms and listen back. Did you give the right calls? Could you have done better calls? Those calls have been shorter and more precise? Those are some of the things I learned as a player. Throughout that playing journey, one of the highlights was in 2012 when I traveled to Paris and competed in the Esports World Cup, which was the top tournament for women at the time. And we came in and we won the World Championship, which was so exciting. It's so amazing to play in front of crowds of thousands of people. They were cheering against us because we were playing against a European team and we were an American team. But that feeling is just like unlike anything else when you can raise that trophy and they play the national anthem of your country. I hope many of you playing in this competition will get to experience some of that one day. It's truly an honor. Some of the other things besides competing and winning trophies, I played in 250 tournaments over the years. I believe that's the most for any woman. It's hard to keep track in the early days, but beyond competing, I work in the industry. So I'm the vice president at Dignitas. It's one of the oldest operating esports teams. We had for many years one of the top women's teams in the world. I also founded a women's initiative called Radiant and operate women's esports tournaments just like this. And I've realized how important that is. A lot of people will ask, why do the women need their own tournament? Why can't they just play with the guys? And my response back is, if you look at a game like Valorant, there's a reason why there are so many women competing in this game compared to other esports titles. It's because these women's initiatives exist, and they give women something to work towards, something to get started. It gives them a more safe environment, a harassment-free environment to kick off their careers. And I hope one day we don't need women's tournaments. That's the end goal, is because more women are competing and more women are going to start to shine in those tier 1 teams. My last point is, as I said, working in the industry, there's so many different job opportunities. You don't have to be the best player in the world. You don't have to be comfortable on camera and be a content creator. You can work in business side, marketing, advertising. You can work in PR. You can work even in the sciences. There's sports psychology jobs. There's team chefs. There's nutritionists. One of my positions is being an observer. Like I said, I'm at Valorant Champions right now. And, if you're dual monitoring and you're watching both this event and Valorant Champions at the same time, after this, I'm about to hop in and be the observer for Xset versus Fnatic, essentially an in-game director. There's a million different production jobs as well. But I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to hopefully inspire you to continue to pursue esports and gaming if that's something you love. And then my final comment is just a reminder that, you're going to be in games sometimes and people are going to say terrible things. I hope that ends someday, but just know that no matter what they say, you belong here. You deserve this. You deserve to play this game. You deserve to be in this competition. And I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait. I know there's going to be some superstars. I hope I see you one day at Valorant Champions kicking ass. Thank you so much for having me.
https://twitter.com/Septilence. Don't put that in. I'll get in trouble. So that's worth it. Did I get too close to the camera on that one? A little bit too close. Should I back up a little bit? Okay, sorry about that. My bad. I've been awake for probably close to 32 hours. Like I have to hold my keyboard like the normal way because if I do it, I feel like I have arthritis and I hold my keyboard like that. It blows my mind. I can never do that. Like, this guy right here, he's got his keyboard like off at an angle. His isn't that extreme. There's a kid all the way down on the far end who has his keyboard all the way at like a horizontal.
That's really cool.
They're gonna be at that table right over there.
Public information?
Oh, I don't know. But this isn't live, so it doesn't matter.
It's not live, but like you and I know.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not gonna tweet it.
Awesome. What game do you play?
Smash Bros.
Who do you play? Is it embarrassing? Is it like Villager?
Yeah.
Is it Villager? Am I spot on? Oh my god. Is it the Ice Climbers?
No.
Is it Game & Watch?
No.
Is it Pichu?
No.
Is it Wario?
No.
I can keep going. I think I can name every character in the game. Is it, did I say the Ice Climbers already?
Yeah, you said them.
Is it them?
No.
Is it them a second time? No. Okay. All right. Oh, is it one of the Links?
Yes, it is.
Is it Toon Link?
It is.
Oh, that is pretty embarrassing. That is rough. Who do you play?
I'll give you $20 if you guess correctly right now.
First try? Give me a single hint.
It's an obscure character.
Obscure character.
Not played very often.
Is it Wii Fit Trainer?
Oh my god! Oh my.
I'm the interviewer for a reason, baby. I do what I do. I don't need the money. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. So Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and I forgot already. Are you all lying to me? Am I being gaslit? No. Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and you told me already. Oh, Toon Link. Yep. Where's my main support at? Who are we playing this weekend?
A lot of Brig.
A lot of Brig, really?
Brig Lucio, probably.
Brig Lucio, really? I shouldn't say that too loud. I don't want to give away your strategies. It's over under.
What do you mean over under?
Like, do we think we're gonna podium? Do we think we're gonna come in last place?
Not last place.
Not last place.
Certainly not last.
What about like 5th place?
That's doable.
That's doable? That's winnable? 3rd place?
Third place.
That's where things get dicey.
That's very doable.
Okay.
First place. That's very doable.
First place, very doable. Love it. That's the mindset. That's what he loves to hear. Yeah. Oh my God. Hold on. Cut the cameras. Well, who are you? Hello. Oh my God. I saw you earlier. I saw the back of your shirt. And I was like, I know that name. I know him. It's a quick play game. They Q-sniped each other at land. I thought it was a scrim. It's just unlucky. Are you actually a Villager player?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Villager being notably worse in Smash Ultimate than they were in Smash 4?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know? You never play Smash 4?
No.
Oh, that's all right. Nobody's gonna hold that against you. Who do you play?
I play Robin.
Okay, wow. Did you know Robin has the lowest pick rate in the game?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Come on, the LEDs, it looks just like Samus.
Huh?
Do you disagree?
I guess I can see
The
it.
Samus vibe. Show the controller to the camera. We're interviewing. This is recording, by the way. Surprise.
Not my controller.
Who do you play?
I play Peach.
Oh, wow, I like that. Who do you play?
I play the Shotos, mostly Kazuya.
No, you lose against Kirby. That's just like a statistics thing.
Yeah.
It's maybe.
This is a death match. I think they're all in the same one. They're all on Icebox. Are they all in the same death match? Maybe. Who knows? I feel like none of them can hear me. I want to like approach somebody, but no one can hear. They all have both their headphones on.
What's up?
How do we think we're doing?
I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah.
What's your kitty?
We're looking at 10 and 6 right now.
Oh, hey, that's 3rd, dude. That's better than I expected. Who's bottom frag right now? I want to go talk to them. Ian? Hey, how do we think we're doing so far?
You know, it could be better.
Could be better? You got one of those rough days?
Well, you know.
Let's go find more people to harass. Yeah. Where's Boise State? Who's your favorite to play?
Oh, right now it's got to be either Chamber or Breach.
What country is Cypher from?
Oh, dude. It's Moroccan, right?
It is Morocco. Oh my God, I don't think anyone is gonna get that. Oh, you're good. You're good. All right, see you later. Let's go harass Boise State more. Who is this? What school is this? Boise?
This is Boise.
Oh man, that's okay. Boise's still got really good odds. A Large Bagel, one of their tank players, Nerdy Bird, they're off tank. Both of them not here. A little bit scary, if we're being honest. Getting warmed up, getting ready to cast some players. No, okay, not cast, interview. Change your mindset, change your mindset.
Words.
No, but last words until we come back.
Oh, okay.
Because we're leaving.
Enjoy.
Oh, that was good, that was good. Anything from you?
How are you doing, Polly?
Awesome, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome to ECAC Top Plays of the Week. This is Rod, your favorite host, back at it again with more stellar plays from collegiate esports. Special thanks to our partners at Esports U for the additional coverage. Let's hop straight into it. Starting off this week at number 8, we have Torchy showing aerial dominance. They show that you're going to have to work a little bit harder if you want to get back on their stage.
Tiny bit here. Now you got to mix up your timings getting back onto the stage. Torchy is looking for something, able to still find the jab, and the foiler is going to be
Next up, we have Cabinus, showing us what impact on a support player really looks like. With the timing of a Lucio God, they come in to claim the play of the game.
Player just going to deny anyone an attempt to hit the objective, and I mean, at this point in time, you gotta expect those rollouts to be as quick as they are.
Moving on to Rocket League, we have Swax, showing why they own the airspace with a nice self-follow-up, netting WSC the goal.
As we are going to try to find out that little nugget of information, Swax is going to drop this one down and give us a tie game here in game number 2. Gets that nice little touch over the defender, Peter.
As an Astra main myself, nothing brings me more joy than watching Zeno hold it down on the C site with a nice 4K to secure the second round of the half.
Fine, there's a 50-50 angle. They're checking a beautiful spray down onto 3. Players come in for the rotate from the rest of the map control, and a beautifully played round by FSU, capped off by a nice one.
Now at the number 4 spot, we see that luck is a skill when Post gets 2 back-to-back kickoff goals. All it took was 6 seconds to go from a deficit to the lead. That is comeback potential.
Other ways.
I don't... What? Okay, so Warda actually messed up their kickoff. They 100% did not mean to land like that and then just happened to get a wave dash into it. Hey, listen, fortune favors the bold, and sometimes it's better to have dumb luck than to not be lucky at all. So we'll take it 100%, especially if they get another one. Kabuki to tally it on, and they're proving it isn't just luck.
Coming back into Smash, we have Bryce showing a ledge guard of the gods. It took a couple Gordos to nail it, but this clip truly ended in perfection.
Nope, not a footstool in sight, unfortunately.
I'm just gonna be looking for some sort of an edge guard here now. That Gordo is right in the way, and Bryce gonna be able to get the...
Conrad came into this round swinging. They really showed what happens when you combine the skill of a great player and the blessing of the RGX Vandal.
Over-aggression, it worked out so well. I mean, just a double kill already in their favor. Push so far as the Sheriff, I mean, has been truly impressive. And unfortunately, he has not been there to follow up. Conrad now looking for the ace, already able to get 3, looking for 2 more. There's the 4th, and it's up to the tail to save the day. Conrad goes in deep. Oh, they're able to find it, Conrad.
Finally, at the number 1 spot this week, Frosty lays down the law with a stunning barrage. What a way to tell the enemy to get off my point.
Frosty to move in, unabated, unhindered. Here comes the rocket barrage, and it's lighting up the scene with 4.
Well, that wraps it up for me. This has been another fantastic week of ECAC Top Plays of the Week. As always, follow us on Twitter and catch us live on Twitch at ECAC_esports. You can find us live on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST or Wednesdays at 7. Thanks again to our partners at Esports U for providing all the additional coverage for us to show you. This has been Rod, the best host of this season. I'm just saying, and I'm signing off.
That's why we're here, right? This is why a lot of people are trying to figure out, how do we replicate what you guys are doing? How do we, how do they do what you guys are doing to a degree, or why are you guys doing what you're doing to a degree? But to kind of, I think, focus in then a little bit more, I want to talk about gameplay a little bit before we jump into business and all of the other stuff. Jensen, this one's for you, right? I want to talk a little bit about this because to someone like me who's traditionally a League of Legends fan and all that, I know that you've been a coach that's been, all over the world. You've worked with a lot of different professional teams and different regions. My question, I think a lot of people want to know, how did you end up at Maryville, and why a North American collegiate college? What was the draw, or what brought you here? How did you get to this point?
When I first came to NA, I worked with the models, with the academy team, and I realized that there's a lot of cultural challenges that exist that's very unique to NA and esports, right? Where there's this very interesting intersection, because unlike traditional sports, in esports, players, they don't start training under a structure or a system or a coach. from a very early age, which is what happens if you want to pick up any other sport, right? Like you start going to community events or whatsoever, and then you start developing your skills and your literacy of the game from the age of 6 or 7, and you're very used to working in a team environment, a coaching environment. But in esports and for League of Legends, a lot of times players they go through they go up, they climb the ranks in solo queue where everything is basically self-taught, and then all of a sudden they need to be placed into a team environment. And I realized that this is something that the Asian teams got right, where they had these B teams. They have the B houses in Korea and Taiwan. You would spend almost close to a year just being a understudy or training partner for the team before you even join an academy team in the first place. And in China, they have like these massive B team systems with like lots of players in them. The moment you hit a certain rank on the ladder, they fly you in. You are then boot camping for a month there at the facility, and depending on how well you do, they then decide whether to retain you on as a training partner or as a trainee in whatever capacity, given how well you perform in those scenarios. So the West was very lacking in all of this, and culturally to do the same things and try to replicate the B house environment or what they do in China or Taiwan would not be possible to do. But the West has a very successful model of developing sports and talent, especially in America, when that is in the collegiate space. So I looked at this, I saw the resources that was available, and when then when Clerky pitched its vision to me, it's like, yeah, this is what I think should be the future for development in the NA ecosystem for esports.
Oh, right on. And I think, well, maybe let's follow up on that a little bit then. Because Dan, okay, so Dan, you pick up Jensen, you've got this going. I think that's going to be my question then is, or to any other schools that want to be competitive like you guys on that level, is this something that we should be expecting to see in the future? Right? Is this now, the standard that you guys, Jensen, you and Dan, do you guys feel that this, if every college across the nation starts doing this, if they start recruiting coaches like Jensen and trying to build this atmosphere, is this going to be the next standard, or is this something that's very successful that obviously it's proven to work, but is it sustainable? Is it possible for everyone, or maybe not everyone, but right, the greater sense of the industry and the ecosystem? How do you guys feel about that?
It's a dream of mine, obviously, to get to a point in the future where every university has an esports team that's taken seriously, and every day they report to practice. It's an improvement-driven mindset across the whole program. I think for me though, like the reason isn't necessarily like to see like a March Madness with millions of dollars flowing through it. For me, it's a little bit more simpler than that. The reason why this is my vision is just because it's best for player development and just players in general. What we see in tier 2 ecosystems almost across the industry, that's like below academy, I would say, like right before you, I would consider academy professional, because you're making a salary, higher salary than exists in a lot of semi-pro sports actually. But in the tier 2 ecosystem, you kind of go from like your parents' bedroom making no money on a Discord server with a coach that hasn't been certified by any national body, to playing academy, and that's horrifying to me. So while I don't see collegiate as being, or maybe it does end up being this way, but it doesn't have to be the definitive path to pro. I want it to at least be an option, like a parallel option, similar to how you can go through the Canadian hockey system, where you can choose to spend a couple extra years developing and maturing physically and emotionally in the NCAA model before you go to the show in the NHL. I'd like to see that reality in esports. This isn't something where there's a century of history to the competition. So it's a very powerful tool, especially when you're trying to convince your parents that this is a worthwhile pursuit, that you can get a college degree. And it's one of those things where, at least in America, with how expensive college is, getting scholarships after your first, after your 18 to 20-year-old years is usually harder academically. You usually get the majority of your scholarships going into school when you're an 18-year-old freshman, and the way that the current path to pro is set up, a lot of players are foregoing that span of time to try to go pro for no pay. And so for me, it's more about like a health of a pipeline, health of the ecosystem, health of kind of the player experience of pursuing this, and that's the big thing for me. And obvious it's a dream. I want Maryville to serve as like a case study and a model for that. We want to show results. We want to eventually be competing to win proving grounds, to show that this can be a functional alternative to the traditional tier 2 within esports, and that's what we strive for every year.
And I can add to that a little bit, just from a business perspective. I think, we're very fortunate to have Jensen and Dan here at Maryville, but I think if you're a university looking at, just adding a coach, maybe not to the magnitude of Jensen, but I think you have to look at the metrics. I think if you look at what the ROI and the business case of adding relevant esports within your university, what that means to your student life and all those different things, all those things that they try to check boxes within higher ed. I think having a relevant esports program or a relevant system within esports, every university should be looking at it, because their baseball players and their basketball players and football players are all playing gaming. And a lot of these esports, figureheads and coaches, etc., are the relevant people in digital media. And it helps the school with a brand perspective. And I think just having any sort of relevant and adding bodies within the esports ecosystem at universities, you have 2 or 3 basketball coaches, you have 2 or 3 soccer coaches, both on male and female. I think having relevancy within esports, it has probably a 15 to 25x, return versus like traditional sports. And I can say that with my background and everything like that, and just knowing how we look at it. But at the same time, if you're not looking at esports as a relevant, not even revenue stream, but relevant digital eyeball within your sports and student life perspective, I think you are sort of behind the times.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year's, everyone, and welcome back to the ECAC Esports channel. As always, my name is Kyler K-Ted Tando, and I once again have the privilege of introducing you all to some of the best collegiate esports plays. Now, I know when we left off last year, I teased a little bit about some big news on the horizon, but that news is finally ready to break. Now, this year, in partnership with CSMG and their newly launched Esports U network, we will now be able to bring you guys double the amount of ECAC matches. So, with double the matches comes double the highlights. And with that said, I mean, obviously, right, do the math here. It means that we get to take this series of videos, to a weekly top 8 instead of just the top 4 like we did in the past. But anyways, that's enough out of me. I'm sure you guys are ready for some hype plays and crazy moments. So without further ado, here you go. In our season opening clip, we have Ghost and Ox with a devastating 1-2 combo that just breaks SLU at the knees. Or is it boosters?
Can't fall through. Nice bounce, but a nice goal right past the defender. Ox makes it look easy.
I'm so surprised because I couldn't.
At number 7, Raw Fam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Mountain West Conference. My name is UWYO. Joining alongside of me tonight is going to be Pyro J. And it's tonight's matchup. We're going to have number 2 Fresno State taking on number 5 Wyoming. Pyro, break this one down for us.
No problem, UWYO. Hey, glad to join the booth with you. We just got off of another Mountain West Conference matchup. It was a sweep, but this one got some heavy hitters. All right, UWYO. Get ready for Fresno State. I casted a doubleheader for them last week, and they started the day off with a reverse sweep. They'll win out against one of the toughest competitors of this conference. So you got to brace yourself for this team. Fun fact, it was their coach that promised them a pizza party if they had won that match, and they did that. They won their next match, and then they got promised root beer floats. I don't know what the stakes are for this match, but if it's good, they might just show up.
Yeah, I'm going to join this team. Where do I side is the question. Fresno State, like we said beforehand, coming into this one being number 2 in the Western Conference. So I believe all the players are ready on the pitch. We might be getting the action started here shortly. But Pyro, in the sake of it, who do you think is going to win this matchup?
Well, it's a best of 5, right? And UWYO, we have different conferences that go the distance, best of 7s. I think despite the fact I saw Fresno State come out with a reverse sweep, if you start hot, you'll end hot. I think Fresno State, they've got what it takes. They've got what it takes to seal the deal, keep that number 2 slot in. Hey, let's say this as well, Whoopsie. We don't know the result yet, but this number 2 Fresno State team had just come off a match tonight against Boise State, the number 1 seed. So
wow.
I don't know the result from that. That could really determine how they come into this match here, but I think playing against that tough competition, it readies them for a very fast-paced game.
I would have to agree with you 120% on that one. Fresno State, like you said beforehand, number 2 coming into this one. Although Wyoming, we have to watch out for them. You know, we've seen classic time and time again how an underdog story can start to develop, you know, on both of these teams. But we're going to start this one off with Hainaha. Going to start Fresno State in front by 1 goal.
Will indeed be began by Hainaha. And listen, this is a fantastic start for this team. I remember, again, casting the squad. It was Hainaha coming out the gate so hot. Like, shots everywhere. Whoops you. Do not deny Hainaha wherever they are on the pitch because it's going to be lights out. And, hey, to see this start for this team is a very indication of a strong effort here in this match. Wyoming, though you were starting to talk about that underdog story, whoops you, they may have considerable ground to cover. That passing play for Fresno State, though, is too clean.
Yeah, Regicide right now, just cherry picking on the other side of the field, exactly what Fresno State needed to do to get by this Wyoming defense. There was one member back from Wyoming. I couldn't quite catch who that one was, but at the same time, just great positioning, won that battle. Fresno State up by 2 now.
And so how do Wyoming respond? I mean, whoopsie, we just got off of a match in the Western Conference here. Excuse me, the Mountain West Conference. And, well, it was a sweep. We had some wins that were 5-0, 6-0. Will we see that again? We know that it's possible in a state like this. And, you know, I may be calling it early here, whoops you. That's fair. I'll be criticized for that. That's fine. But we know that it's possible. So I'm worried. Will Wyoming craft a response early?
They need to start to craft a response right now. They have an opportunity in the offensive end, but couldn't quite come up with it. Here comes Laylokes. Going to go ahead and try to extend this lead by 1 more goal. Going to be denied by Vicious, though. Off the back wall we go. Still have an opportunity right here for Fresno to extend that lead by 1 more goal. Great 50-50 challenge right here at the midfield line. Going to go ahead and try to extend this one and couldn't quite get it. It bounces off the right-hand side. Now, this is where Wyoming, they need to wake up a little bit and start to take advantage of some of the gaps that I'm seeing from Fresno State. They do look a lot faster, Fresno does, but at the same time, Wyoming just hasn't really had too many looks, and shots like that off the back wall can't be what Wyoming have to offer on the offensive end. They need to capitalize and put some threatening shots towards net.
Yeah, that is prime opportunity for University of Wyoming to begin their offensive. That follow-up off the backboard is exactly the chances they're looking for. Maybe a breakaway like this as well. Unicorn trying to find Vicious on the transition to offense, but it goes unconnected. The opportunities, though, they are flat out in front of them, almost on a silver platter. The backboard passes are looking pristine. The turnarounds and the infield passes, they're good connections, but they have to be clinical. I mean, the shots are just missing the mark right now. It is game 1. It is early on. There's time to repair these mistakes, but again, Fresno State, we already know they're hot off a very difficult matchup. You can't take too long to warm up against these guys.
Exactly. I mean, you still have 1 minute and 40 seconds left as well. So, I mean, there's still time for Wyoming to even start a comeback, but they need to get it going. They need to have some sort of pace of play that goes in their favor. Regicide with a great 50-50 follow-up touch. Going to go ahead and let that one linger a little bit too much on the orange side of the field. And I want to point out these couple of these strange cars I'm seeing on the field. We have a Back to the Future car. It still has the same hitbox, I think, as an Octane. Correct me if I'm wrong. But at the same time, I mean, you really don't see that too often in Rocket League gameplay.
You know what? I'll tell you this. Whoops, you. I casted I think it was Mountain West last week, in which I saw 3 Scarabs. 3 Scarabs on the field for the first 2 games. I think they switched out after that. And was it Fresno State? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't want to characterize them as that here. But you know what? We may see some unique And surprise special play styles here. I'm a Harbinger main who, really no one is anyway. So
I'm a Mudcat main, so hey.
Yeah, we have some respect, right, for the different cars.
Exactly. You got to think outside the box sometimes. It's whatever feels comfortable at the end of the
outside
day.
Outside the hitbox.
Oh, okay. Stand corrected then, Pyro. Final 30 seconds, though, in this game number 1. Still hunting for that first goal is Wyoming. Nice demolition at midfield from Regicide. Vicious, though, does pick up that possession temporarily. Quickly approaching that 10-second mark now. Still nothing for Wyoming. Hunting maybe potentially for just something to lead them into some momentum for the next game. Unicorn with a great save. Pre-jump that one. Couldn't quite get the touch, though, that he needed to clear that one down the other side of the field. And Fresno is indeed going to hang on to this 2-goal lead and take game number 1.
Well, here's the thing about the game, UWYO. Okay, I have no problem with that last leg, that back half of the game 1 for University of Wyoming. Their defensive rotations were very sound. There were some long clearing shots, some long distance shooting, some great follow-up maneuvers from Fresno State that were saved very well from Wyoming. They just looked very solid on the back line. I do wonder if it just took a little bit of time for them to warm up, took a little bit of time for them to look more synergized on the field and adapt to, I think, the quicker play style that Fresno State is coming in with this matchup. So game 2 could be a different story. Only 2 shots registered here. UWYO. So that's the only thing I need to see different from University of Wyoming. They've got to start putting some shots and applying the pressure on Fresno State.
2 shots, 2 saves, but a missed opportunity as well from Wyoming. That one of those shots just kind of didn't register either. So it was a big missed opportunity for Wyoming to start to mount that comeback. But at the same time, a ton of shots, a ton of offense being generated here from Fresno. 10 shots total. I think 6 saves for Wyoming. So, I mean, we see a lot of offense right now for Fresno State. We need to see Wyoming wake up. And I do think that you are right. You're headed down the right path here, Pyro, where that pace of play from playing, Boise State, basically they have a little bit of an edge because of that. You're playing the number 1 team against the number 2 team, my apologies. And basically, you're going to approach that game a lot more differently. And then the pace of play is going to be a lot more different in this one, not only from you, but from your competitor as well, because some of those opportunities that weren't there against Boise State are definitely going to be here for Wyoming. So, I mean, I think you are indeed headed down the right path with that one.
It's a really important point to highlight, UWYO. I'm glad you brought it up again. I've seen it a lot lately on Twitter of bubble teams, bubble players in Rocket League talking about, oh, hold on just a second. Okay, this give and go? Regicide and Hyenaha have been trying for this all series long. They've shown great chemistry, but this is on another level. What a final touch there from Regicide.
Yeah, that was insane. That touch right there just kind of solidified that goal just because he knocked it down just enough at the bottom of that Fennec to kind of push that one through. I mean, my apologies from that Octane, but just to push that one through. And just like the first game, Fresno State start out in front. But I know you're making a point there, Pyro, and I want to kind of hit the nail on the head with that one. When I was casting for Scuzz Esports for their day number 3 run, they actually went up against Luminosity Gaming. And the game before that, Luminosity was taking on a little-known team known as Furia. So I want to say, like, top 4 team here in NA, that pace of play that Luminosity Gaming brought from that best of 5 series over to Scuzz Esports, in my personal opinion, ended that run for Scuzz.
I think that's fair. Furia not, well, I'd say top 8 team, NA, but definitely top 4 in speed and aggressiveness. That is their play style, so no matter what, a team needs to work up to that pace of play. And yeah, that's a similar situation. Bring it back to this match as to what we're seeing. University of Wyoming trying to adapt here. Listen, still scoreless in this series. We have gone, well, 7.5 minutes here, and nothing to show for it. However, just a 1-point game right now. There's another last-minute save from Unicorn. They have actually been speedy on the transitions to defense, having that reinforcements ready to save those last-second shots has been pretty good from this squad, but none of it matters unless that goose egg changes, UWYO. So that's what I'm looking for, them to activate that offense.
Oh, what a read right here from Laylox. Off of the back wall, a pass to himself, I believe this one was as well. Gets the interception. Easy double touch. The defense just was not there for Wyoming.
Wow. I mean, it's hard to be there, right? That's It's a signal to University of Wyoming to start respecting the players of Fresno State University. They're thinking, no way he has that read, right? No, he has it, and it is beautiful. Oh, Aparo making movements on the goal line. Sometimes when you gotta switch it up and you gotta find a way through the net, it's gotta be a force of disruption. They're able to do that with some bumps. You've got University of Wyoming keeping this ball in scoring territory, really trying to make Fresno State uncomfortable. Something they really haven't looked all series long. Nice shot from Unicorn off in the top corner. The follow there for Aparo. We've got University of Wyoming on the board.
Finally, something wakes up, and it comes off of this second attempt right here from Unicorn, who pushes this one off the back wall. The defense just bites on the fake. And right place, right time as Aparo. Good job right there. Good team play all around for Wyoming. So you love to see it, like I talked about beforehand. I'm not rooting against Fresno by any means whatsoever, but you just like to see the competitiveness, you know, coming out from Wyoming.
You do, and, you know, clinicality. That was a big thing that we were waiting to see from University of Wyoming. Can they actually hit their shots? We saw the same exact setup, if not just a little bit different placement off the backboard for this team last game, and they missed their shot. This time, Aparo's ready, says, I'm not going to let that moment go without making it count. And we see the shot go in. So there's one. Still another needed right now for Wyoming. They are pressing back up the field. They're looking a little more confident. But Hyena still with the quicker maneuvers in the air. Will continue to see that dominance up high in elevated territory on this field for Fresno State.
Ooh, I was going to say, I thought Unicorn, if he had enough boost, could have utilized a little bit more of that to kind of get that second touch, maybe turn something into nothing for Wyoming to keep that pressure on Fresno, at least back them up and make them respect some of these shots. Instead, you're going to have Aparo, who actually just spawns into that boost, so luckily for him. And then I love to see the aggressiveness as well from Hyena. Goes for the bump on the goal line. Here comes Aparo now, still keeping aggressive, going for the bumps himself, trying to bump off Regicide. And we're starting to see this time and time again, the bumping plays coming out for some of these, you know, bubble scene teams, some of these collegiate teams as well. You're starting to see it at the professional level in Rocket League 2, Pyro.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, Regional Champions version 1, no one better at the disruption play. We'll see if that transcends itself into the final minute of game number 2, one that Wyoming feels like they need if they don't want to have the reverse sweep in this match. But we've got to see them take the ball on the other end of the field. Vicious as well has to find a way into this game. 78 points right now. Doesn't want to end this one with just 2 digits on that scoreline. Vicious, that was the moment to make it count. The connection isn't there. He's an inch away, but there's an open net. Only for a moment. Aparo baits in 2 defenders. Is there a follow? No. Wyoming have to hope for another chance.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate missed opportunity right there. You saw an open net look that could not be capitalized on Wyoming, and that one might have cost them the game as well. Final 10 seconds are on the clock. Vicious to Aparo. Aparo towards midfield, going for the bumping play. Can't quite come up with it. Here comes Unicorn. Last-ditch effort towards the net. They kind of pulled the goalie in this situation to throw everything at the offensive end of the field. All zeros on the clock now. Vicious keeps this one up. Had 100 boosts. Hyena at the midfield line. Aparo now on the right-hand side, trying to get something, maybe force this overtime off the back wall. Laylokes, nice musty flick into the ground. Fresno State hang on by that 1 goal, but it came down to the wire there, Pyro J.
It did. Fresno State University got off to a fantastic start. They were able to instill that dominance for a while with their quick pace of play, especially being quick to the air, but University of Wyoming, come on, I'm going to be honest. It's about eating what is laid out a silver platter in front of you. To their credit, they're getting great passing plays down on the transition to offense. These counterattacks looking pristine. But though they see the passing plays, that doesn't mean the shot is going to connect. Though these momentary open nets unveil themselves, that doesn't mean they're going to be able to press through. They need quickness, they need precision, and whoops, we're just not there yet. We got our first goal. We got more than a 2 shot count as well from this team, but still, all the puzzle pieces need to be fit together for them to be combative against Fresno State.
And I think that's the biggest thing, too, is just the missed opportunities that Wyoming had in that game. You had a couple of them, at least that I can remember back, thinking basically Fresno just was not there on the field at all whatsoever, and Wyoming still just didn't put a threatening shot towards the net. And that's what's going to have these teams here respect a lot of these pretty much shot attempts. Fresno State has to back up to respect some of these shot attempts. They're not going to apply that pressure on offense. Guess what? They can't score a goal on you then. But Wyoming needs to bring that pressure. They need to essentially capitalize on those opportunities in front of them and actually score some of those goals in order for Fresno to respect that and be forced to their end of the field. So give us a minute here while we make the lobby. A couple of players were complaining about some of the ping issues that we were having, but Fresno State is indeed going to be on match point in this best of 5 series. So they're up in the series right now 2-0. So Wyoming, they need to go back to the drawing board to stay to hang on.
Yeah, and let's be honest about Fresno State in this matchup, UWYO. This isn't a situation where it's like, oh, okay, we just have to win one of the next 3 games. No, they are contending for the #1 spot of this conference right now at the 2 seed, having most recently played the #1 seed earlier tonight. Haven't heard of that result quite yet, at least from our perspective. They want to close this out as quickly as possible. They want to be that dominant team. They don't want everyone talking about Boise State this, Boise State that. They want everyone talking Fresno State this, Fresno State that. They want the call across the mountain ranges of Wyoming to be, oh man, Fresno State just swept us. Watch out for that squad. This is a team, though with only 2 goals, and though at the beginning of game 2, I think that are coming out hotter in this game than ever. They want to close this out here now. So we've got that new lobby, folks. We've got game 3, and we've got match point for Fresno State in this best of 5 against University of Wyoming.
I'll be honest with you, Pyro. They probably just want root beer floats. Okay, that's probably what they want. Maybe some new jerseys or something like that. Or who knows what their coach promised them. But at the same time, yeah, Fresno State definitely want to get this one done in 3 and have that dominating performance. I totally agree with you on that one. But this is not how we want to start this one off. Oh my goodness, Wyoming had an opportunity. That's what we were talking about right there. Unicorn should have just put that one through. Wyoming would have started out this one in front, but instead we have ourselves a transition over to the offensive end of the field. Fresno trying to score and take advantage of what just happened on the pitch out there.
Yeah, and listen, we can highlight the missed shot as much as we want. The other side of the coin is that Fresno State, they're still giving up these chances. If we're talking about anything in that break between game 2 and game 3, it is that there are massive cracks, vulnerabilities being exposed in the defense right now at Fresno State University. And to have that happen in the very first 30 seconds is bad, is not good. But folks are able to respond. Fresno State University. It is Laylokes who admittedly maybe hasn't been on the scoring point every single time, but hey, listen, he's able to turn it around. First goal for Fresno State. It's good to go.
Yeah, that was a good first goal right there from Fresno State. Exactly how you want to start this one off. If people want to take you serious, especially in this conference, like I said beforehand, you have to start off. Oh my goodness, almost a second shot or a second goal right there, but that one's going to be denied by Unicorn. But you have to start off and have these dominating wins against these lower teams like Wyoming. Like I said beforehand, I'm not cheering against Wyoming whatsoever, but at the same time, how Fresno's been playing, it just hasn't been as dominating as I hoped from a #2 seed, Pyro.
I think crispness is what we're missing, but it's right here from Aparo. The shot, I mean, listen, if we're looking at one player to make a move, it is this player right here, the only 2 goals right now for University of Wyoming in this series. Whoops, they're not ready to give up yet in this match.
Oh, not at all. I mean, I wouldn't expect Wyoming to give up, especially, like I said beforehand, being forced with their backs against the wall, basically needing to stay alive to win this game. But we have to have all 3 members get involved. Vicious didn't really have too many points last game. Didn't really make his impact last game either. Aparo had a couple of chances to score, and so did Unicorn, but for the most part, they've just been missed opportunities after missed opportunity.
Well, let's see if those connections can be found here. Game 3, no excuses for early series. No excuses of the server for the ping either, okay? We just remade the server players. Your top potential, the highest of the ceiling for these collegiate players needs to be shown right here, right now. And nothing short of just that. Regicide, there. for the follow on the ball. Can't get that second touch. It's brought out to the corner, and it is Hyena with another touch off the backboard, trying to follow it actually for a second. Almost gets there. Laylox from the ceiling. There's another touch. We've gone across the width of the field 3 times. Maybe we make it a 4th. Laylox, no, he's opting for the pass instead. No one there in time. Hyena tracks us back to the other side.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the heck was going on there with Fresno, but at the same time, there wasn't really too much risk involved in their gameplay there. Being more methodical with some of their touches. Just trying to put something, maybe even bait the defense out just a tad bit. Here comes Vicious. Regicide does take that one up towards midfield. Unicorn, nice job getting that 50-50. Hyena, oh my goodness, what a recovery in the air, by the way. Off the backboard, trying to pass this one to anybody towards Fresno, and can't quite come up with a touch, though. Wyoming does bring that one back towards the blue side of the field. Vicious! The player we were just talking about needed to make their mark on this pitch. Vicious comes through. What a great read right here.
There's no better way to do it than in this game than have 100% goal participation. Set up the last play with a pinch on the backboard, a beautiful pass to Aparo, and this time finishing the play. Listen, when your back's against the wall, it shows a lot of character from some of these teams, whether their mental is shot or whether it is bolstered and they are ready to fight back. It ain't no flight from Vicious right now, fighting back, especially on that challenge at 50-50, looking so strong from him. And Wyoming, they're trying to give themselves as many chances as they possibly can. They've got a lead to work with, UWYO, the first lead we've seen from them in this series. Let's see if they play any different with the score on their side.
The Cowboys have definitely woken up, but they still have a minute remaining in order to solidify this game number 3 win. Vicious looking for another one. Great block right there by Laylox. Into the corner now, Aparo. Here comes Regicide, should pick this one up. Might be a waterfall down. Unicorn with a great read off of the ceiling. Regicide, I like to see the aggression as well. Going on the goal line, trying to get some bumps right there. Try to clear out that goal. Maybe force something through from an awkward shot or an awkward touch right there for Fresno State, but still nothing coming through just yet. Final 30 seconds are on the clock. Fresno looking to tie this one up and head into overtime. We need to get by this offense, though, that Wyoming is starting to mount.
Well, it'd be our first overtime of the series and a monumental effort from Fresno State to score in the last 15 seconds. But Laylox still going to give it a try. That's an air dribble bump onto one of the defenders. But Aparo, there's reinforcements to send it away from the sidewall. Do they still have a flip? Not quite. Driving through the play instead. A demolition on the Hyena Hut. Depletes the resources. Hello, Fresno State. Can they keep the ball alive? They most certainly can. Aparo down to Hyena Hut. No, the lip of the field. It keeps the ball alive, but only for a moment longer. Wyoming and their comeback potential is seen loud and clear. They will not give up. They will contend against the number 2 seed and fend for their own lives in this league.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about as well, Pyro, that we just needed to see Fresno State get this sweep and just be that dominating team that we know that they can be. But instead, now they have to play another game here, game number 4 against Wyoming, a team that they should have just put away, to begin with. But at the same time, Wyoming, hats off to them. Hats off to these Cowboys out here. They came out here and they kept themselves alive. Vicious and Aparo scoring a pair apiece, essentially, to push past this Fresno State for this victory here.
I'm really happy with what I saw from those 2 players in particular, UWYO. I mean, my biggest criticism for this team was making their moments count, right? They were, in terms of creating opportunity, a very good team. They know how to transition quickly from defense to offense, make some passing plays, some crosses from the field, and be in position for passes on their opponent's backboard. The problem has been the shot taking. That was, there was a band-aid on that issue. The bleeding is stopped for them. They managed to get those shots to go, but it's only a 1-goal lead. It's just 1 win over a larger problem that is the entire series. It's still going to be a difficult effort to make the full reverse sweep against a strong Fresno State University, but game 4 is here to determine whether they have the ability to do it or not. So here we go, 5 minutes on the clock. At least a decal change from Unicorn, celebrating the Haunted Hallows event at Rocket League with that very scary. I'm not a horror guy. Oops, I'm just gonna admit it. Okay, I don't like the new decal. but hey,
What?
maybe it will work out for these guys.
You're crazy. I love the new decal. I have the goal explosion. I bought that as well, and it's a whole car change as well. Unicorn was actually using the Fennec. I think he was using the Optic Gaming Fennec from the last matchup. So yeah, he changes over to the Dominus, and this is what we were talking about, Pyro. Sometimes one car feels better than the other, and that's the beauty of Rocket League. You know, you can change as you please essentially in these series. But I do agree with you. It is good to see Wyoming actually start to have some sort of offense, and right now, neither team willing to make a risk. A demolition coming out right now from Unicorn on the Regicide. Close shot attempt as well. You're starting to see Fresno State wake up on the offensive end of the field to try to boost star Wyoming. It looks like they are starting to control this boost as well, Pyro.
Yeah, you can tell there's a strict adaptation that they've intently made into this new game, and yeah, they're showing it on their opponent's goal line with these demolitions. These bumps, these boost steals will be so important in changing the tempo of this game. Yet, the transition to the defense, they are looking a little shaky here. Fresno State University need better control of this ball no matter where on the field they are at this point in time. Need to get some shots to go as well. Big criticism in the last game was during their offensive streaks, they would have possessions but haphazardly move the ball from one side of the field to the other across the width, not across the vertical straights, but across the width. That presents very little opportunities for them scoring. These demos, though, they could create shooting lanes. They will certainly have. Regicide, a smart jump off the back wall for a little dish into the net.
Like we talked about beforehand, we're starting to see the implementation of demolitions. Not only demolitions, but bumps even do the same thing as well. Hainyaha actually got a demolition on the goal line, which opened up and put that smoke screen up as well, which is very disrupting. People don't talk about the smoke screen enough. Oh, that happens with the demolition. But then you've seen Hainyaha as well turn towards the net and go for the bump on the last defender back for Wyoming. So heads up play, individual play right there too to open up that gate for Fresno State.
Okay, well, Wyoming, it is time to respond. And we're starting to get some midfield passes to connect together for a couple plays. We talked about those puzzle pieces forming together. They have began to show light of that. We're starting to see a resemblance of the first pictures of that full puzzle, but still some quarter pieces to be fouled. It is broken up now by Hainyaha. Fresno State back in control with this ball, forcing Vicious to make a play there. Aparo, if he's not there, that shot's going to go across the face of the goal line and be very dangerous for Wyoming. Hainyaha still putting this ball into dangerous territory. Wow. The shot comes unfounded. It's cleared out across the field for Wyoming. A very important take for them to, well, Take a breath or two, Whoops.
Yeah, great defensive stance, but you can't let up just yet because Fresno State is right back towards the orange side of the field as well. So, I mean, Wyoming needs to definitely get some of these far clears, but at the same time, like we talked about, they need to keep this ball over on the blue side of the field because, I mean, right now, Fresno State has no hurry whatsoever. The only thing working against them is the clock, and they can just score another goal if they really needed to kind of put that dagger through. So Wyoming really hasn't had the pressure just yet on the blue side of the field for Fresno State to even respect any of these shot attempts or the offensive attack that we see from Wyoming, or the lack of, I should say, that we see for Wyoming. So they need to do a good job at kind of just slowing the pace of play down and being very methodical about their touches, but Wyoming hasn't done that just yet.
Yeah, I'll bounce off your point from earlier, Whoops. It's been a very limited risk-taking type of strategy from both teams.
Exactly.
That's why we've seen such low-scoring efforts in all of these games. Fresno State University,
good shot.
Very happy with this situation. Maybe not that moment there. It was a stressful moment for Lay Lokes, but a stretch on the save is able to keep it away. And under 60 seconds, they've still got the lead. Hainyaha looking at Regicide down the straight, but indeed, they're going to rotate around, and that's what we're talking about, these long rotations, being in position at the midfield, not allowing it to cross the half-court line. It is very smart from Fresno State University. The shot's there. Hainyaha can't find it under the crossbar. Off the corner, once again, Aparo looking for a long clear to start a transition, but they need more players to move up in the midfield. Otherwise, they may be stuck in this back third for the rest of the game.
Final seconds right now on the clock, 15 to be exact. Wyoming looking to force this overtime matchup. What a save right there from Hainyaha. Unicorn's trying to put that one through. Still hasn't found his first goal. Vicious had one last time. Unicorn Maybe this one will be it. Oh, what a save from Laylox on the goal line. All zeros on the clock now, and there it is. Fresno State is indeed going to win this series 3-1. The Bulldogs pull this one out, Pyro. That was as close as it possibly gets right there on the goal line stance.
Yeah, give Wyoming credit that it deserves, because that was not without a lack of trying there for University of Wyoming, crashing the boards, rebound after rebound, shot after shot, and still at the end of the day, just couldn't push it through. You see that shot advantage, 7-4 in favor of Wyoming. Not often that we have seen them with the greater advantage in pressure, but they still come up short. No goals on the board there in that game for Fresno State University. They're able to hold on and keep that leading record. Whoopsie, we really saw why this team's one of the best in the Mountain West.
100% agree with you on that one, Pyro. I mean, I wasn't too impressed as far as like the low scoring affair, but it comes with, like you said beforehand, not taking too many risks. So they're very methodical about how they challenge a lot of these plays. And on top of that, where they place a lot of the shots that they take, then you start to see the implementation of the bumping on the goal line as well. So hats off to Fresno. But I want to see that dominating performance still out of them. But they still are going to go ahead and move on to at least, I think, 6-1 onto the season. So congratulations to them. But I think we are going to go ahead and interview them. Somebody from Fresno State after a break real quick, Pyro. So stick with us. After this break, we're going to talk to somebody from Fresno State and ask them potentially what happened against that Boise State team as well, that number 1 versus number 2. So we'll be right back after this break. My apologies.
Keeps everyone alive through that. Amplification Matrix came through, but we didn't get the same benefit that we saw last time with the Amplified Fire Strike. Instead is Angry Monkey time from the fan with a 3K. Call that the Primal Blade.
As our first Smash play of the year, it's the clean 9 stock from Hydra to lock down New Jersey City's 2-0 win against Husson.
As they go for that kill confirm again, it's not going to connect this time, but there it is, just waiting on the platform for the spike. SJSU cleaning up in their signature style. Hydra leading the charge all the way home.
Next up, it's every shorty player's dream, and what's going to be a nightmare for University of Albany.
Up close and personal. This is the one player who's got a chance with his read. What about timing here? So step forward now into the angle. Certainly good for one. There's the one. No one's reswung. He's reloaded. This never happens to a shorty player. Nebula's up now as well.
In our next clip, who needs teammates when you've got a wall? Grim surely doesn't.
Snaps and passes. They tried their best, and that is an open goal. But unfortunately, out the top, it's going to be the header in. Tit for tat. Grim takes it in on their own.
Ooh, spicy little double tap right there. You saw him looking for it, but that's not an easy read.
Rounding out our top 3, it wouldn't be a highlight video without our first ace of the season. D. Duraco, this one's for you. Enjoy.
Cake out GSB.
A great shot there. Oh, I know a deep push coming from the back for an ace. Rocco looking for one of their own. There's going to be a 4K already coming through. Now a 2v1. The hard rotate through and the kill.
Ace.
Rocco picking up the ace early and securing a true single player dominance.
In our runner-up spot, AZ Tropical has a bunch of things to do in this clip. The SD into, well, he's got a lot. Just take a look.
All right, 2 stocks to 6 for the Fanshawe team. Starting off strong, 45%, 54 uncontested. Let's see what Andy has to offer, because right now he's getting duffed by the Street Fighter.
Ooh, very good option coverage with those up tilts, but you're going to get jabbed once, and there's the uppercut right there, sent straight off the top. AZ Tropical now battling it out on Yoshi's story. It's looking kind of tough.
And as I was saying, if a character is going to start steamrolling, it's definitely a character with so much crazy zero death potential as we've seen in Kin, because wow, only 19% so far. And this isn't just any character, this is against Fire Mithra. Oh my god! Getting dared right in the face. AZ Tropical only 2 stocks away from tying this entire.
And in our number 1 spot in the you hate to see it category, what's higher than a high noon? Well, Becomix has the answer.
They do trade out Leo Leon here. However, Kid Universe making important and inexorable progress. Leo Rafam taking a lot of damage, and it's Becomix finding 3 on the way down! Down goes Duck, and this is looking like an absolute rout for Keen University. Muskingum University just found lacking in points.
Man, after seeing all of that, doesn't that just make you want to say, wow? I mean, for me, I'm definitely speechless and so excited to continue bringing you guys these plays and all of this collegiate esports content. Now, if you want to check out more of the buzz on social media, definitely give us a follow on Twitter at ECAC_esports. Or, if you just want to check out the action live, be sure to tune in on our Twitch channel at ECAC_esports. With that said, I do want to give out a shout out to our partners at Esports for not only helping to us expand our content, but really also to help bring all of you guys more of this great collegiate esports action. Now, thank you all so much for watching, and feel free to let me know, what types of matchups or moments you'd like to see next. As always, I've been KTAD, and I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Hey guys, KTAD here, and welcome back to the ECAC Top Plays of the Week video. We're in week number 7, and trust me when I tell you, things have only been heating up. These teams are fighting for a chance to make it into the playoffs, and because of that, I mean, there's so much crazy action to get into, and, don't take my word for it. Let's check out the plays. Starting us off, it's a play that'll have you asking yourself, how did he do that? As Melee juggles and ping-pongs blighted right off the stage.
Because the projectiles are so ever-present, that reflector right there that you just saw is going to be in the back of Melee's mind throughout this set. But right now, Melee's doing a good job of getting around it, has the percent lead, and make it 64 right now on blighted stock. It's still being worked away at the combo setup.
At number 7, Red Ninja is just cleaning up the West as he gets this nice 3K to cap off the series.
Had a lot of fun with it too.
How does that win?
I don't know.
How does that, in any world, how does that possibly win?
Here's what I can say, right? You have Big J5 running around in the back line on Roadhog just trying to cause havoc, right? You have a Symmetra teleporting all over the place. You have
Up next, there might just be a 4th member on the squad of RPI as the corner comes in clutch to take them to game number 5.
It's about as good as you're going to see for a team play off the corner wall, and RPI takes a 3-goal lead.
And with that, we have the fastest goal in this matchup so far. We started off with the quickest goal, the least amount of time.
Okay, spoiler-free intro this time. Someone gets a 4K clutch in this round. You just have to guess who.
I feel like the first time we've seen A-side, now it's going to be Wukian with that immediate elimination onto Relay, making it a 5-4, but Opso might be able to, will find the elimination onto Louis, tying things back up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you very much for sticking with us through that break. You guys just missed number 2 Fresno State taking on number 5 Wyoming. Fresno State winning that matchup 3-1. And with us in the booth, we're going to be joined by none other than Regicide from Fresno State. Regicide, welcome in. First and foremost, congratulations on the victory. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, we're feeling really good. We're feeling really good for sure. Very confident.
Love it. All right, Regicide. Good to be talking to you guys again. And listen, I do want to get to the match, and I will. But first things first, did you get the pizza party? Did you get the root beer floats?
Well, here's the thing. So we didn't, and we're currently in talks with the university about getting this man fired. So we're getting rid of the coach, not fulfilling his promises. So we'll be contacting the university.
Listen,
Where do I-
Regicide, we're always here to cover the hot news, the hot action. So I'm going to keep you guys to that one. No, but hey, Fresno State from last week came off a doubleheader win. You guys have another win. It appears like you guys are on a hot streak. It really feels that way right now, Regicide. I want to ask, is that the feeling around the team right now? Are you guys feeling confident? Do you feel like that #1 spot could be yours?
We're definitely hopeful. We're keeping the momentum, trying our best to just keep it going, keep playing how we've been playing. I feel like we've been working very well as a team together. So just keeping it up. And I feel like we do have, like, in the back of our minds, we're keeping that, like, that #1 spot in our minds, like, as motivation. So
I like that.
I mean, I was going to ask you guys, how do you guys prepare against, certain teams? This Wyoming team was just one that I looked at and I was just like, this one, you guys should come out here and dominate. Although you guys won the series 3-1. I mean, you guys, that's all you can really expect. You can't really expect to sweep every single time. But against a team like Wyoming, I think you kind of have to, set that bar really, really high for you guys and almost have that perfect series.
yeah, they're definitely a tough team. We did earn it. And even though it's like 3-1, I feel like it was just a lot closer than that even. Like there was definitely like little things that we just were messing up on and they were capitalizing. It was really like closer than 3-1. Like we were on the whole time. There was no slacking off during that series.
Yeah, 100% agree with you guys because there was a couple of opportunities that Wyoming had that you guys just covered up very, very well. But at the same time, Wyoming could have just changed the whole entire script of this, and it could have been an upset. On the other hand, but looking forward to you guys' future matchups. I know a couple of times me and Pyro kind of hinted at that Boise State game. We thought you guys actually already played that matchup, but it turns out that you just informed us you guys are rescheduling that to when?
To Friday, I believe.
Okay. So Friday, circle your guys' calendars, #1 versus #2. Obviously depending if the standings update or not, whatever it may be, but still, you guys are #1 in our hearts. Okay, Fresno State. That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you, the underdogs.
Yeah, awesome. But I mean, any shout outs you want to give? I know you're on the interview here with Pyro and stuff like that beforehand, but any shout outs that you missed the last time you guys want to go ahead and give now?
I would say shout out Manny again. That's my boy. Shout out my teammates. Shout out Fresno State.
Even though he didn't give you guys the pizza party, he's still your boy, huh?
Yes, man. We have to stay loyal, sadly.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. But congratulations once again. We appreciate you being with us here in the booth, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. That one right there was Regicide from Fresno State. Like I said beforehand, #2 Fresno State beating #5 Wyoming in a 3-1 fashion. Pyro, it's been some awesome Rocket League action tonight. Any final thoughts?
I'm really excited about this Fresno State University team. This is the third match I got to cast for them, and yeah, they have their pitfalls. I got to be honest. I saw some lapses in the defensive line that I wouldn't normally expect from these guys, but I still got faith. I think they countered the Game 3 loss really, really well. They got a good head on their shoulders. I believe they have a really long way to go, so always love casting this Mountain West action. I mean, you get some of the best collegiate teams out here. So, yeah, UWYO. I can't wait to see more of it.
Well, it's been my first time here in the Mountain West Conference. And like I said beforehand, Fresno State did look really, really good. And I had a good time here as well. So I appreciate you guys bringing me on to cast this one with you. But that's going to be it for our action tonight. So if you guys want to, please smash that follow button and stay up to date here with Esports U. We always have some action, whether it be Valorant, Rocket League, Overwatch, Fortnite even. So if you guys want to go ahead and stay up to date with some of the other games that we have here, go ahead and hit that follow button and hit the bell as well to stay informed when we go live. I think tomorrow we're going to go ahead and have some Fortnite and Overwatch 2 action. So join us again tomorrow to catch that. Thank you guys very much for being here with us. I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys next time.
What a shot from WooKion there. It's going to be the Blade Storm taken offline, and by that, point Blade, even without that Blade Storm, they may be able to win this one. Brown Baller with the 3. Can he find the 4? Jag? No, it's the right click that puts him in. WooKion with a 4K of his own to win Kentucky's.
In our top half, it's Sonics in his attempt to 9-stock NJCU that gives us this next play and this beautiful edge guard.
Things will go swimmingly for themselves as of right now. See Hydra playing at a massive disadvantage, already at 109, but 92 on Sonic. So this was where we saw them actually take that stock against them. It was just a small little up B. One hit is all it takes.
No, Rabbit!
Way.
Rabbit! Oh my! Sonics is too clean with it!
For number 3, Shrusi's got some things to say as he just pops off for Kings.
So much to bear, and, well, too much to bear. Shrusi, why take on 1 defenders when you can take on 2, maybe even all of them?
Why get a hat trick when you can get 5 goals instead? 30 seconds to go. Literally every goal of this game has been from Strucy, and you would go to think, you know, oh, obviously he's got a million shots. That's why he's just been putting on the pressure. Not really. He's 5 for 7. He's really accurate with what he's doing here. Not wasting his time because shots like this, they don't come every day. But for Strucy, it's another walk in the park. Give him the time in the air and he will do things like this.
Somebody call it. Somebody call it. This is unfair.
And in second place this week, it's the perfectly timed EMP into self-destruct combo that completely wipes out Wichita State in the opening map against Johnson and Wynn.
Self-destruct is there. Gentalian and Rogue combining for a massive fight win right there. 95%.
And in our number 1 spot, it's a tour de force that some would say is almost excessive from Nagwin as he shuts the door onto Delaware.
On the right side of the kill feed. Nagwen playing C-Long, doing a great job at it. Oh my goodness, even better! Trying to turn 2 into 3, not able to line it up yet, but there it is. That tour de force is a tour de force to be reckoned with. Nagwen taking out 4 to win the 7th round for UK.
All right, and that is it. Now, I mean, what did I tell you guys? Things are only getting crazier and crazier, and with this wrapping up, that means there's only 1 more of these videos left to make. That means there's only 4 more weeks of playoffs left on the table that's going to be starting up in just a little bit. And, I mean, what a crazy season it's been, and what a crazy season it's shaping up to be. Special thank you again to our partners at Esports U for providing us that extra broadcast coverage. But if you guys want to stay up to date, I mean, you already know where to go. But hey, if you haven't, if you don't know yet, you want to give us a follow on Twitter at ECAC_esports. And you want to make sure you tune into the action live at twitch.tv/ECAC_esports. We are live on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesdays at 7. Trust me, you guys want to be there. We've only got so much action left in the season. And then, hey, before you know it, we'll be back again right around the corner for fall semester. But once again, I've been K-Tad. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, K-Tad here, and as spring break is upon us, we too need a break every once in a while. But with that said, you know we've still got some great collegiate esports action for you, and playoffs is around the corner, so you know that these teams are doing everything they can to make the cut. Let's get into it. Starting us off, it's a POTG for POST as Hiveder spins to win and keeps his team alive in their series against the Colonels.
Because they needed that victory, they needed to know that the reverse if it's going to take place. Passes are with the back.
At number 7, Floppy's got a show to put on for us as he juggles Sen around the stage.
Off stage, how will they make it back on? Just immediately opting to go for the ledge, eating an up hit, and Telly not going to be dying quite yet. He is quite a hefty boy, but what a follow-up.
Yeah, ping pong with his...
It's overtime out the gate for our number 6 clip, and eBest Drew hangs it us a little to the left to clutch it up for Farmingdale.
Gets it over 1, has Indemnity to work through now to flick over him. Chance, oh, it's top of the box for MC Drew. That's a goal, game 1 winner.